If you've ever dealt with wrist pain after working on a computer all day, then you know how frustrating it can be. For me, it got to the point where using a regular mouse became uncomfortable. The moment I switched back to a traditional flat mouse, I could almost immediately feel more strain in my wrist and forearm, especially by the end of the day. That's what led me to try ergonomic mice, and over time I've spent quite a bit of time using both of these. The first thing I'll say is that they're both trying to solve the same problem, getting your hand out of that flat position and into something that feels more natural. When you use a regular mouse, your wrist stays twisted downward for hours. With these, your hand sits more like you're shaking someone's hand, and for me, that made a noticeable difference. Now, they aren't exactly the same. The Perixx is definitely the sleeker and more compact option. It feels lighter in the hand, has silent clicks, and I really like the fact that it supports both USB-C and wireless charging. If you're someone who wants a cleaner, more minimalist desk setup, this one fits that style really well. The J-Tech, on the other hand, feels larger and a bit bulkier, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The extra size and the detachable palm rest provide more support, especially during long work sessions. If comfort is your number one priority, I can definitely understand why some people prefer it. I'll be honest, when I first started using either of them, it felt weird. Your hand has spent years learning one position, so changing that habit takes time. But after a few days, I noticed that going back to a regular mouse actually felt less comfortable than using an ergonomic one. And that's when I realized something. At the end of the day, this isn't really about which mouse is better. It's about which one feels better for you. For me, both reduced a lot of the discomfort I was experiencing compared to a traditional mouse. The Perixx feels more modern and streamlined, while the J-Tech feels more supportive and substantial in the hand. If I know I'm going to be working for 10 hours straight, I tend to appreciate the extra palm support of the J-Tech. But if I'm moving around, traveling, or just want something smaller on my desk, I find myself reaching for the Perixx. Neither one is a miracle cure, and I'm not a doctor, but I can say this. After getting used to ergonomic mice, I have no desire to go back to a regular mouse. The difference in comfort is something I notice almost immediately. So if you're trying to decide between the two, I'd keep it simple. Choose the Perixx if you prefer a lighter, quieter, and more compact experience. Choose the J-Tech if you want maximum support and don't mind a slightly larger mouse. Either way, both are a big step up from keeping your hand flat on a traditional mouse all day.